Can you speak a bit about the caves over in Kauai, high off the cliff, high off the beach?
There's lots of caves there.
There are lots of caves there. Do they have a significance?
Oh, yeah. The caves were often used, depends on which caves they were, of course, and how big they were, so forth. The larger caves were used as places of refuge when there were wars or when somebody was escaping from the chiefs or something like that. The smaller caves were generally used for burials. And I have a Hawaiian friend who told me about some of the caves in that area of Polihale. He said there's one cave that you go in one end right near the beach and it comes out way over near Waimea. And he said there's another where it is just full of bones that have turned to dust. I mean, it's a deep, deep cave, but it's filled up with white powder, which is bone dust. Okay. But the chiefs were usually buried in caves that were higher up and less accessible. Now, there's an old story that, you know, they were buried and let down by ropes, and then the ropes were cut so no one would ever know. That's nonsense. That's nonsense. There were no valuables buried with the bones. If it was a very high chief, these things were buried so deep no one would ever find them, because that's where the most mana was. The ordinary chiefs were buried with honor, but the caves were simply sealed up. I'll tell you, however, about one cave that we happened to find by accident when we were hiking on a valley. What? Miloli'i, that's right. Beautiful valley. And we were hiking up on the edges of the valley, and I can't remember who was the first one to come across it, but one of us,
Wasn't me.
It wasn't you. But anyway, we came across a partly sealed cave where some of the rock sealing it had come off. So we went up and we looked in, and that's where this canoe was, with the bundle in the canoe and the skull on top of it. So we put the rocks back and left it. And I went back a couple years later, I think. Looked all over. Before I left, I did a triangulation so I'd be sure to find that cave again, exactly where it was in relation to other points on the valley. When I went back, there was no cave. There wasn't any cave there. I looked everywhere. I know. I have pictures of it too.